Hello from across the pond.
Let me get my headphones on.
Oh, okay.
There we are. Hello. Hello.
Have you been here a while?
No. I saw your email, so I thought
Okay.
I would just come in now. So
Okay, perfect. Happy Tuesday to you.
Happy Tuesday. Yes, you're right. It is Tuesday today.
It's still Monday here. It's still, I think, like 109 outside, even though it's 7 o'clock.
Goodness me. Oh my goodness me.
He is right. I'm like, oh my gosh. So if you see me blowing, it's just because I have the fan, the air conditioner, everything on. It's not windy in my house. It's just, woo, it's hot.
Well, here it's 44 degrees, okay, Fahrenheit. Okay.
Traja. That sounds wonderful. When it comes September, I'm like, okay, the hot weather is done. I'm ready for turtleneck sweaters and pumpkin and fall and all that. I'm like, done. So
Okay.
Mother Nature has a different idea with this September, that's for sure.
Well, I don't enjoy this cold, rainy, windy weather.
Okay. Yeah.
It's, you dress up warmly and it's fine. But also, I don't enjoy the extreme heat we get in the middle of summer. Okay, where it gets to 114 degrees regularly.
Yeah, that's where we are. Exactly. I'm like, oh, and I don't know if you know about California, but
yeah, I've been to California.
Okay, so the latest thing is our governor is trying to say no more gas-powered cars, only electric cars as of 2035. California, cannot keep enough electricity, enough energy to get us through this hot spell. So many people are without power and without air conditioning. How do they expect us to go with the electric cars if we're not supposed to use our electricity? Anyway.
Yeah, but that's the same happening here as well. They're making.
Oh, is it?
In certain parts of Australia, it's not a blanket, but like California, like provinces. What do you call them? States. Okay.
Yeah, we call them states.
Yeah. So they're doing the same thing. Yeah, even earlier than 35, and that we're having the same concerns. Okay, but I guess also there's new technology that is in testing and coming that will get power from thin air, okay, and get water from thin air as well. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's moving besides.
I think that's a good idea to get it before you enact this and you don't even know if it's anyway, I'm not going to be political. I'm just like, what the heck.
Yeah.
It seems like you're putting the cart before the horse. Like, this is what we're going to do. Now, hopefully we can figure out how we're going to do it. It's like, let's figure out how we're going to do it and then enact it. But
yeah. I find you're talking about, but I find your politics in the United States so interesting. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I love watching Sky Australia. Yeah. Oh my God, I love watching little YouTubes of Sky Australia. They totally crack me up. I'm like, oh my gosh, do they know us here in the United States or what? Just crazy. Okay, so tell me how, I was thinking of you. I found two great resources. I got to put on my glasses. One is called Flex Jobs. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Go to their website. They've got some, oh my gosh, and it has great reviews too. I thought, is this a scam? And people are using it and it looks really interesting.
Flex site, eh?
Flex Jobs, yes.
Oh, Flex Job.
Yeah, okay. FLEXJOBS. And I'll even send you the links because I always send you the links if you want that. And then you can work remotely. So they specialize in remote jobs. The other one I found, let me see if I can find it on my phone here, is, let's see. It's called Jump Task, JUMPTASK. And it looks really cool, just like you can work as much or as little as you want. And they give you these tasks to do, and I don't know, earn money for playing games or solving puzzles or doing different things. I don't
Oh
know.
yes, I know that. I know that. Okay,
Oh,
my
have
wife.
you seen it?
No, I haven't. My wife used to do that.
Really?
Yeah, a long time ago.
What
Okay.
does she think?
Well, it wasn't lucrative by any means. Okay.
Oh, okay.
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 It was not even pocket money. Okay. But yeah, I used to use quite a few of these, like Upwork. I don't know if you.
Upworks, yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah,
Upworks,
yeah.
yeah.
I used to get work. I used to write ebooks for on Upwork. I sort of marketed myself as that, and there were a few others. I can't remember what they were called offhand now. Um, but it's highly, highly competitive. So
Oh,
what
okay.
what happens is you spend a lot of hours doing a good job, okay, and but you're limited because they've got a comparative. Somebody else will quote you cheaper, especially when in the Philippines, okay.
Oh,
You've
yeah,
got a lot
yeah.
of the Philippines, and then oh my goodness, you see, it's becomes an issue, and so those sort of like Upwork are just they're a good site because they do the marketing and attraction and bring the people in, and
Yeah.
but you do get people looking at you and talking to you, okay, but then they don't often come back to you because
Okay.
they can get it cheaper, okay, um, and so. But I'm onto something now on the East Coast, a similar sort of thing, but through a friend who I've known for a long, long time in South Africa. In fact, he bought a franchise from me. Oh, goodness knows, 10 years ago or something. And now he's come to Australia with his family and he's working, and he needs the type of skills that I have. So
Great.
so
Great.
we started about a month ago, and then yesterday or so he said, I want to give you more work, okay, and so that looks like it's building nicely, okay.
Great. Oh, Michael, I'm so glad to hear that. That's
Yeah,
great news. How about your
absolutely.
health? How are you feeling health-wise?
Um, fine, fine. I decided to stop at the moment for a while anyway, taking my blood sugar every day, and
Good.
really my fingers, I just thought, I know that I really am eating a whole plant-based diet, and I know from what I've read and researched that it's going to help my blood sugar, okay,
Good.
and so I've got to believe in that and believe in the universe as well, and just stop pricking my finger all day long, you know. and so yeah, so from that point, and as for my blocked artery, um, I'm convinced that it's going to, yeah, it might take a year, but it's going to sort of unblock itself. Okay, the pharmaceuticals say no, that it will never. Okay, and the people who are eating plant-based say, they've seen it, within 10 months or so of starting the plant-based, and I believe that it's already feeling less pain.
That
Okay.
was going to be my next question. How do you feel? How does it feel pain-wise? Or are you just trying to talk yourself into it because you're getting used to the pain? Or do you really feel as if it's subsiding a little bit, the pain?
Probably a bit of both. Okay.
Okay, all right. Well, you're honest. Okay.
um, and I don't mind talking myself into it because
Yeah. No,
the brain.
I think that works great. I love placebos. It's just like
Yeah,
if somebody says, "Oh, this will work," it's like if I believe it and it works, I don't care.
I don't care what you call it.
I don't care. It's like, okay, fine with me. Oh, but the scientists say it doesn't work. It
Yeah.
works for me. That's fine. Yeah.
Uh,
If I'm just talking myself into it or whatever, it works fine. That's great.
well, you
Good.
can see that no matter which science experiment gets conducted, there are placebos in those science experiments, and a percentage of them get well.
Still get better. Exactly. I totally agree. I'd rather go with the placebo anyway. Yeah.
Absolutely. So my placebo, if it is a placebo, is whole plant-based eating, you see.
Right.
And I believe it's going to sort out my arteries, and I believe it's going to sort out my blood sugar. So let's get on with life.
I agree. Okay, let's do that. I agree. Okay, so I took a class today with Kevin Miller. It was interesting because it was called branding and marketing. And I thought it was just going to be recording because here in the United States, today is Labor Day and a lot of businesses are closed. And so I just thought it'd be a recording, but he was there live doing it. I said, didn't you realize today was a holiday? He goes, no, not when I signed up for it. So I figured you made a mistake when I saw you live, but it was pretty interesting. It was a good class. I mean, there was only, I think, 3 of us there because probably most people felt like it's probably going to be a recording. I don't want to go, but yeah.
He's good, and he's good. So what did he teach you?
I don't really. Well, it was interesting, honestly, because he kept using me as an example. Like, okay, well, what Twyla does, and I mean, he did teach me, the thing that I really I don't lack on, but I slack on is my consistency. So I had an appointment with SCORE, and I think we talked about them last time.
Yeah.
Service Corps of Retired Executives, SCORE. So when I talk with my SCORE mentor, I said, I want to post 13 TikToks by the next time we talk. He goes, really? I go, yeah. So when I have that accountability, it is doing much better. So I think that really helps.
Okay.
But
that's good to discipline yourself like that.
I have to, because, well, if you told me, Twyla, I want you to walk around the block every day, I would do it for you. But if I just said, I think I'll walk around the block every day, if I say it to myself, that's not going to happen. I'll find something else to do. But once I made this commitment, then I'm going to do it. So I think we talked a little bit about that book I was reading, Gap or Gain or something, about mentioning the 3 wins that you've done every day. And I told you I was texting my friend every morning about the 3 wins we had for the previous day. And I felt myself again getting a little bit more enthusiastic because I wanted to be able to write something down and say, okay, I did this, I did that, like talk to my SCORE mentor, or I took Kevin's class, and 99% of the time, she has no clue what I'm talking about. If I say GSU instead of get set up, if I say I responded to HARO, HARO, she doesn't know what that is either. But it's just letting me know, hey, I am working towards something and I'm doing it. So that's kind of what's up with me.
Well, that's so interesting because I'm just going to go and we've just had Father's Day on Sunday. Okay, now it's not the same as the rest of the world, but it's in Australia. Okay,
yeah.
So my grandchildren got me a book, and I want to tell you, I've just started it. Okay, but let me just go and get it. I want to go and get it to show you. Hold on a minute.
Okay, great. I'll be here.
Quite strange seeing myself walk towards my computer. I didn't realize it did that with.
Hey, here I am. Yeah.
Okay. Can you see it or not?
It looks like the life plan.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Anyway, I've only got right at the beginning because I've read plenty of this type of book. That's probably why they bought it for me. Okay, I love
because they know you like that, right?
I like philosophy, and I spent a lot of time, particularly since Get Set Up lost me. and I've been looking at now what's my life purpose and so on. Okay, and this the author turned out to be Shannon Kennedy, and she's an Australian, a successful Australian, and done a lot of things in her life, but on purpose, you know. And so anyway, you talked about writing down, you see. So what this is today's diary. You won't be able to read, I'm sure, but I'm not sure quite, but you can see, I don't know if you can see this. Nah, I can see there's a reflection. It's not
kind of blurry. I see it a little bit, like now I see the top, September. Yeah, now I can see you've written things. I can't see what you wrote.
No,
but...
no, that's fine. The purpose is the first thing right at the beginning of this particular book was about, you know, purpose. Okay, now the previous book that earlier this year that I read, and I really sort of digested it and actioned it page by page, but it was talking about purpose, you know, as in purpose in your life and for the rest of your life, and so on. Okay, and I remember giving a Get Set Up class last year about purpose as well, and but the aha moment came a couple of days ago. Well, what's today? Today is Tuesday, and I got the book on Sunday, so it must have been yesterday. Where, you know, wake up and say, well, what's my purpose for today? Okay. So it took the word differently, and so I thought, that's like it really was an aha thought for me at that moment when I read it, and I closed the book. Okay, I didn't want to lose it, and so I thought, fine, now like you wrote things down, I said, fine, my purpose, and I wrote 3 things down. And one was an article for this, you know, this person on the East Coast. I told you, my friend. Okay, he needs an article once a week, and he needs it about 2,000 words. Okay.
Wow.
So I've really got to know. I've got to study the subject. I've got to learn the subject, and then I've got to write it. And so I thought, you know, that is really fulfilling for me. If I can achieve, I won't be able to write an article in one day, but certainly probably 2 days I could get it completed. Okay, possibly 3 days. But anyway, that was the one thing I thought, well, I'll write that down. And then I thought, you know, another thing that I feel very purposeful about is that I really I want to support my wife with the tasks around the house. Okay. And I thought, you know, I do odd tasks, and I do the odd cooking and most of the cooking, but and I thought, I'm not doing it diligently enough. Okay, I sort of felt, okay, you know, if it's a purpose that I wake up to, then let me do section by section over the days of the week or something like that, you see. And then the third one was, I decided, I might have even mentioned it to you when we last spoke. I can't recall. I don't know. This was something that came to me afterwards. I decided to write children's stories for my grandchildren.
Yeah, we talked about that you're going to do that as a book. Yeah, that's going to be great. I can't wait to read them. I think that's a fantastic idea.
But like you, okay, you know, I wasn't getting around to it. You know, you think other things and other things. So I've made it my purpose. Every single day, I'm going to devote some time. It's one of the 3 things I'm going to devote time to every single day. Okay.
That's fantastic.
And I've written it down there. If you could see it, you would. I write down my other tasks that I've got to do as well. Okay. You know, so, but anyway, those aren't, if I forget them, it's not the end of the world. Who I put them off for tomorrow. But those 3 are my daily purpose. Now, I put them into my iPhone this morning, so that from tomorrow morning, I will wake up, and that's the first thing I'll see on my phone. Okay, are those
Nice.
three, and that'll like bring me focused again. And I know, you know, the feeling of accomplishment for me is important. Okay.
I agree, Michael. When I had my full-time job last year, I really felt like I was accomplishing something. It was for someone else, not me. But that discipline of I had to be there by 7, had to stay until 4, get the things done that I had to get done. I love, you know, like you can see mine. I love lists and checklists and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I find that I do accomplish more, and I love to see, whoa, I got all those things accomplished. I really like that.
Yeah, I'm the same. You know, if I look at yesterday's, at least half of them are ticked. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't mind the other half because I sort of put them in roughly some sort of priority. And so the bottom ones weren't ticked. But and that used to phase me quite a lot. I used to sort of feel, but now I feel that if I accomplish those 3 things, I feel good about it, okay, because it's my purpose. Okay.
It's your purpose, and you want to do more. Then it's just like, oh, okay, I can feel this. And just get that momentum going, which I agree with you, Michael. I love that. I think that's a great idea. And I think, especially with our age, we need to keep doing that, you know, not just sit around and let life happen to us, but we need to make our lives happen.
Definitely. Definitely, I agree with you.
Book, the book that you got. And so I wrote that down because I'm like, I want to look at that book. So yeah, things like that. I really think they help us. And I think they would help a lot of people too.
Yeah, I think so. But I guess it also depends where the individual is coming from. You know, they you know, how they've grown up in a sense, okay, as well. You know, I've been a workaholic all my life, okay, and so, you know, with that background, I can't just do nothing, okay, or play jigsaw puzzles or play games. I just can't, okay. There's no sense in it for me. I've got to be doing something that I can have that sense of accomplishment. Now, I don't think everybody. Do you think everybody's like that? I don't think so.
I don't know if they have the same sort of accomplishment, but even if you take like puzzles, you know, I'm not a puzzle maker or doer either, but
my wife's a big puzzle maker.
That's a good purpose for her. And so at least she has an interest and something to keep her engaged, where especially during the pandemic, you saw so many people our age that were almost looked like zombies. They just didn't want to do anything. They were afraid to go out. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And you could see it slowly kind of eating away at them, you know? And that's why I try to tell people, even if you need to just go to the grocery store once a day or do something to stay engaged, not just because look, like with Amazon or with DoorDash, you never have to leave your house. And I think we're social animals. I'm a huge introvert. I could probably easily stay in my house, but I don't do it because I don't think it's good for me. I need to, you know, get dressed or put on my makeup, not just stay in yoga pants all day or something like that.
Absolutely. I'm exactly the same. Get up sort of between 5 and 6, and then I have to shave. I mean, I could grow a beard.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But I don't, you know, and I've got a razor. You know, it's not like an electric razor. I do the old scraper, you know, and I go through the ritual, and I get up and I, you know, make some breakfast, and you know, it's a discipline. Okay.
It is, and it's hard for me to be disciplined, even though I've got a lot of German ancestry, and I know they're very disciplined. Somehow I must have missed out on that DNA, and I got more Irish, where you're just kind of lazy around. But I do feel better when I'm more disciplined and when I have my list and I get things done, just like you said. And I even sleep better because it's like, okay, instead of going, well, I should have done this, I should have done that, now I can't sleep. And I did everything on my list. I feel great. Good night.
Yeah. I agree with you. I absolutely agree. That list is so important. Okay, and it's the first thing I do when I sit down at my desk. is to make that list, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and bring forward anything from yesterday that wasn't sort of top of the list, because as I said, I prioritize it. So the most important things I want to do is top of the list, okay.
Right, right.
But I find when I'm writing, other things come to mind. So it's a good exercise, okay,
Mm-hmm.
to write it down, because
Yeah.
you suddenly think, oh yeah, I must do that in my garden, okay, because I enjoy just having a beautiful garden. And then, oh, I must remember to take my microgreens out of the drawer, okay. And then, so I jot those things down as tasks for the day as well. But you know, if I didn't do them, didn't get to them today, because in the afternoons I do get very tired.
Yeah.
Okay? And I used to really reprimand myself, and now I accept it and say that's fine. So now I have a cat nap for 10 minutes,
Wow.
maybe 15,
okay.
and then cat nap is an amazing exercise. It really is, because I get really tired. My eyes are tired. My body's tired. Not from physical exercise or anything, just tired,
No.
lack of energy. And so I lie down and I look at my watch and I say to myself, okay, whatever the time happens, 15 minutes after that, I must wake up. Okay. And without ever not waking up, I wake up 10 or 15 minutes after that. So I go into not a deep sleep by any means, but
Right.
so I don't mind the noise. I can hear the noises outside, the motor cars and the people in the house and so on. But I can catnap, and so I go into this, and then all of a sudden I just know when I wake up, okay, or become conscious, that the time's up. I look at my watch. It's always, either 10 or 15 minutes. Always.
That's amazing. I think I read that, was it Tesla or Einstein or somebody? He believed in cat naps, but what he would do is he would hold something like his glasses, and then what would wake him up is when his glasses fell. And I'm like, okay, that was before smartwatches or something, right, Michael? It's like he couldn't set the alarm on his watch, but yeah.
No.
But I like what you, yeah. I even when I was working, I set my alarm just in case, but I never used my alarm. I woke up at 5:15 every day. So I thought that was interesting. That's interesting too.
I also don't set my alarm, okay, and I wake up somewhere between 4:30 and 5:30, okay, in the morning, and normally it's just after 5, okay. That's sort of, but yeah, like this morning it was 10 to 5, but around about that time, okay. But I do find I've also, as like never happened really in the past, I used to wake up sort of refreshed and things, but these days I'm not feeling refreshed when I wake up. So it's a drudge little bit to get out. And if I happen to sort of doze a little bit more and sleep longer, oh, then I'm a pain in the butt. It's not the right thing. I know it's not the right thing to do. So it's better to get up, because once I'm up and around and shaved and had some breakfast, then I'm on top of the world. Okay.
Great. That's good. Yeah. That's interesting. Does your wife wake up at the same time? Are you guys on the same schedule that way? Is she an early bird too? Does she like to get up and get going?
No, she's the opposite. She goes to bed late and likes to sleep in late.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, this morning she had a get set up class at 3 a.m. Can you believe it? 3 a.m. And then she had a second class at 6 a.m. I get set up class. Now, we're very blessed in that way, is that she hasn't lost her get set up classes. In fact, they're building. I've lost, I do one a month now, okay? That's just what they give to me. I don't ask or beg or anything. If it comes, I do it. And but she's been going on. So she's our breadwinner now, okay?
And what's her name?
Sue Murray.
Okay. I don't know if I've ever had a class from her before. I'll look it up.
she's certainly around a lot. She does a lot of travel. She does a lot of crafts, and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Neither of which I'm good at either one. I'm not a good traveler. I don't really like to travel, and the only time, this is so funny. The
Yeah.
only time I got a C in high school is when I took a craft class. It was an elective. I usually
Okay.
take all the hard classes. And so I took this craft class and I got a C. That ruined my A plus average. And I was like, here it is. So my counselor said, you need to take a fun class. You're taking French 4 and geom and all these. You need to take a fun class. I go, okay, I'll take crafts. I couldn't even make like a square thing. It was like all crooked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I guess maybe it has to do, like you said, with the workaholic thing. I felt like it was a waste of time to do this. I felt like I should be completing something. I should be typing letters or something important like that, you know. But
now, when I was at school, for me, school was a social enterprise. Okay, absolutely, and still to this day, I just love the social interaction. Okay, I really do, and I'm totally isolated here in Australia at the moment. Okay, and it's really most frustrating. So I tend to do it online, and so yeah, I have that interaction. But at school, I mean, if I got a D for something, I patted myself on the back. Yeah, hey, yes, I did it.
oh my gosh. Well, but looking back, I get upset with myself that I spent so much time working for those straight A's. When who cares? It doesn't make any difference. You can be a millionaire and drop out of 6th grade, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just like I bought into, oh, I need to get straight A's. My sister was gifted, you know, whatever, her IQ, whatever. Yeah, she barely passed high school because she was off goofing around or doing whatever, you know, it's like everything was a waste to her. So, well,
Yeah.
let me go back to get set up for a minute. Do you think once summer is like officially over and everyone starts thinking September and getting back into the swing of things, back to school, that then you'll be teaching more classes as the membership builds up again? Or what are you thinking?
I don't think that it's got to do with membership. Okay.
Oh,
I think, but I only think, I don't know. I think it's been very, very badly managed.
yeah.
And I think they've been very top heavy. And they haven't moved forward in a logical way. I think they got overexcited with promises from partners and things like that.
Okay. Okay.
But that's just my summary. Will I get more classes? I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. I mean, they've given me one for September and one for October. Okay, so on the 1st of October is the next one, and I just accept it. I mean, I don't even go and look at a class. Sue tells me there's a class for you, and then I go and have a look. And they tell me not to research anything, just repeat the class they've put up from previously, which is on AI, which I refuse to do. Okay.
Right.
And so there will be new content. And every single class will be new content that they give me. But no, I'm moving on now. I'm certainly, I've got other aspects that I will never trust get set up again. Okay, with my livelihood. Okay,
Good. That's good. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll move forward and see a lot of the people that were in my class have made contact with me and sent me
Great.
emails and have
Great.
gone. You know, I do a weekly email out of my website and just on various subjects, mostly food or alternative health or something like that. And they've joined that. A lot of them have joined that. Probably about 40 or 50 from
Wow.
have joined that. Okay. So
I'm gonna go and subscribe then to your newsletter. Yeah, I'm not, and that's another thing. I'm not very consistent with my newsletter. Mine comes out every once in a while.
okay, well, that's all right. It's not a priority. You see, it's not a purpose. Okay.
Yeah, but like Kevin was saying today, you need to keep getting out there, you know, and so not everyone is on TikTok, obviously, but there's 5 million people over the age of 60 on TikTok. If I could just get 0.01% of those, woo, that'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. I've probably the last year or 2 years, well, I think probably the whole time I've been with Get Set Up, which was the end of 2020 started, I've sort of relaxed on social media altogether, and just kept my website going with my emails and doing my research. But then when I was doing 50 classes a month with Get Set Up, then I didn't have time to research anything else.
Okay? Right, of course.
So it's like took me right off, and I'm having difficulty just getting back into writing again, and I know that I must, because I know that, and I must get somehow, increase the social aspect of my life as well. And it doesn't have to be physical.
Do you guys have meetups? Do you guys have those things? Do you know what a meetup is?
Yeah.
Worldwide or just?
No, it's worldwide. Yeah, meetup.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they have like a writer's one or an alternative health one, but we've got a lot of meetups, and I like going to them. I think they're really fun.
Yeah, when I was still in South Africa, I used to go to them, and I enjoyed them. We did not too far from us here. There's what they call a senior center, which you can go and have a meal, and you can play billiards, and they various classes. Some you pay for, some you get for free, and then they go on walks and things like that. And we tried that, but we just we were present, but we weren't connecting. Okay?
Yeah.
And just not...
Even like with the vegan lunches that I host for Meetup,
yeah,
I always need to go, and I know this is going to sound bad. I don't like to go there and sit there and mingle and talk to people. I like to pass out an article, tell them something that I've learned, pass out information, eat my lunch, and then go. I'm not there like to socialize. I'm like there to give them some information. So I'm not really like I said, I'm super antisocial. So I don't go to a lot of the things I'm invited, but if I'm hosting something, I'll be there and show up. I'd rather give the party than go to a party, because then I've got stuff to do and get things done. So
yeah. Well, it's been too long now for me to actually say I've never been invited to a party for the last 4 years. Okay, we don't know anybody to invite. And then the senior center, we just gave it up, because besides it costs quite a lot to join it and to be part of it. It wasn't a social, a free thing. And yeah, I mean, I even took art classes there to see if I could bring back my painting, which I used to do in South Africa.
Okay.
And
hey, Michael, it looks like our time's going to be up. Do you want to schedule something else? I mean, schedule another meeting before our time gets up, or?
Yeah, I think that's I would like to, and maybe
Monday night works better for me than Saturday night, because Saturday night I do host another vegan dinner.
This works better for me as well, whatever today is. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you want to do next Monday then at the same time?
If you're willing.
I mean, Monday for me.
Tuesday for me. Yeah, Tuesday 10. It's a really a good time. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to then we could talk about our goals and stuff like that too, and kind of do some accountability check-in. You want to do that?
That's a great idea. A great idea. Okay. Right. Super. Right. We did record the other one, but we never I didn't put it up because I think there were some personal things, and I'm not into editing. I guess I could learn how to edit things in and out, and maybe so.
Well, that would be fun though. If we had a subject and then we talked about it, then you could post it. I'll make sure I'm on my mascara and look halfway decent. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'll put on my makeup too.
Okay. You can just use a filter. Okay, so I want to put it on our calendar for Monday
and then
the 12th.
And also, you know, if you're not up to it on the time, just send an email or something and say, not up to it today, you know, or going to go out, or you know, let's play it relaxed. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.